Hey everybody, welcome back. It's episode 77 of the Common Woman Podcast. Hey. As you can see in here, we are remote again because this COVID situation, the Rona. So now you can see Mel, if you watch the YouTube, you can see Mel doing all kinds of stuff. And
Sorry.
it was my fault for calling her out.
The bottom of my pen popped off.
Already started doing shit.
Already.
You're having a rough one.
Already dumb shit. It's like me clearing my throat.
Oh boy. Well, I'm your host, Cortnie. I'm joined by my amazing distant bestie,
Melissa.
I'm also joined by my near husband, Babe. We're trying something different now. I'm sitting right next to Babe, even though you can't see him. So in the hopes that Melissa will be able to hear him better.
Can you hear me? Hello.
Baby, he be putting on his phone sex voice. Like he don't know how to speak up.
I can never hear him when he does that. Never.
And neither can the listeners. Oh man. How was everybody's week? Meh.
Yeah. Meh.
It's over.
Yeah.
I wish the weekend was longer though.
But you know what? We got one more week, and then we're off for Thanksgiving, and it's Mel's birthday. All's up.
How sad. Like everything closes at 10. I don't even think I want to go out. Like it's just such a depressing birthday.
Aww.
Thank God it's not like a number that's like 40, like a milestone number.
Yeah. I feel bad for
But
everybody
this
that has. Oh, speaking of, I'll bring that up in trending topics. So it's funny you said that. But yeah, tonight I'm not drinking. I decided I'm not going to drink tonight because I don't want to drink too much because according to Inaya, I am fat.
Oh shit.
Yo, kids are so funny because they're so
Why are kids like this? They're so
I can't even be mad, but like I got out the shower the other day and she saw me and she's like, "Mommy, your belly is so big." I was like, "Oh my God." I was like, "Well, damn. Why you have to put me on blast?"
Ay, bendito.
I won't tell you the second part of what she said. It was very funny though. But yeah, so I was like, maybe I just won't drink that wine tonight.
Save the calories.
The calories, the sugar intake. I mean, come on, I gotta try. But a lot of people are losing weight while we're like working from home and stuff like that.
I'm on team gain weight. I am now trying to figure out how to reverse the damage done. But I am team gain weight.
I'm on the same team, girl, but you know what? I'm happy. And I'm very happy.
As long as you're happy, that's all that matters.
I need to be healthy though, because I want Inaya to learn healthy eating habits, and I'm gonna be that role model. So she does eat better than we do, actually. She eats way better than we do. But yeah. I saw her. She was so funny. She was running around the house this morning, just running around the laps, running around the couch. I was like, "What you doing?" She's like, "I'm just running so I can get bigger and grow stronger." I was like, "Oh, okay."
So much energy.
Yes. From day to night, it's amazing. I need some. I don't understand. So let's get into these trending topics.
What time is it? It's trending topics time.
Well, R.I.P. to Alex Trebek from Jeopardy.
Yeah, that's messed up. Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
You know, Instagram didn't give me my news clearly. I didn't see this.
You gotta actually look at TV and shit.
That's where I got it from.
I didn't see it at all.
Yeah, Tito. He was suffering from cancer. I forgot what kind of cancer.
I want to say I might be wrong, but
Yeah. I thought it was too, but I'm not sure. So, yeah. What happened?
The rain sounds like like golf balls right now.
Really?
Oh, yeah,
It's raining?
Huh? You don't hear it?
No, I
Yeah.
can hear it.
Yeah, but
I can hear it.
It's horrifying right now.
It's probably from that the
yeah,
hurricane.
from Edda or whatever.
That was the next thing I was going to talk about. There was a hurricane, Eta, that ripped through Guatemala, Nicaragua, and Honduras. Honduras. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Honduras. You can see with the accent.
Yo, oh my God. When I tell you, I feel like I can never complain again. The way it destroyed those countries is ridiculous. Like,
Oh my God, I'm having such a hard time hearing you. This rain is
that loud?
Is it distracting you like that?
I have a skylight over
you.
my desk. So
Is it
it's
gonna be on fan?
so loud right now.
Oh my God. I can't hear
Let
it.
me
though.
see if I can rotate a little, maybe.
But I was saying that this Hurricane Eta destroyed Nicaragua, Honduras, and Guatemala.
That's so
over the last few
sad.
days.
You know, as if these countries don't have enough issues.
You know?
And aside from being in the middle of a pandemic, you know, like there was one guy that they talked to on the news and he was like, I lost my wife, my kids, my cousin, my uncle. Like he lost like 23 family members. And I was like, what? And then all of the people were put out of their homes because like the storm surge made such like flooding and everyone got put out of their homes. So they had to put them into shelters.
That's
So
sad.
yeah,
Oh my
so the
God.
shelter situation is not good for COVID, you know. The standing water situation is not good for, you know, it's going to bring on more or not airborne. What do they call it? Diseases and stuff. Waterborne diseases. So, my God, prayers to all of the people who are out there who are affected and suffering. I mean, 2020. That's been like the theme all year. It's just death and destruction and chaos.
Easiest way to describe it.
Man, listen, without the bread, like
Word.
it's
I hope 21 does not follow.
huh?
I hope 21 does not follow soon.
God, I hope not either. We're only about a month and a half out for the new year. And prayers for better things, better days to come, because this is just why God is mad. He was not feeling us right now. Was it today?
That's how I see it too.
You know? So World Diabetes Day was on November 14th, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. So shout out to your sister-in-law for bringing that awareness. I was not aware of that.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
So shout out.
Team Kaylee, my little bestie.
She's so adorable, your niece. So, okay, I wanted your opinion. Well, before I get to that, prayers to Jeremiah. You know the R&B singer Jeremiah?
Oh, he has COVID, right?
Yeah, he's
He
apparently
does?
battling COVID and he's in the ICU on a ventilator.
Oh.
So they're saying he's not looking good, which is very scary because he's young.
That goes to show you, it don't matter how old you are.
Yeah. So,
I don't understand this virus. Like, oh my God.
me either. It's
Like,
a lot.
Take some out, some is okay, doesn't feel it. What the fuck? What is this?
Yo, it does what it wants. It's really scary. I started wearing my N95 mask outside because I'm getting increasingly scared. I was wearing the little blue surgical one all this time, but now it's starting to get real again. I'm like, nope.
Are the numbers going up? Like, I really
Yeah.
don't. I have to
Yeah.
really follow the news. I don't follow it all.
Yeah.
Over 100,000 a day now
In the
Wow.
whole country or just here?
in the country. Over here, it's over 1,000 a day.
Yeah. It went up pretty significantly. They decided not to close the schools in New York City.
They decided not
yes.
to?
Yeah, they decided not to. They sent out a message saying tomorrow, Monday, is going to be school is on, because in order for them to close the schools, there has to be a 7-day consecutive average of 3% infection rate, I believe it is. And it was at like 2.7, which is why, last week, which is why they were considering closing the schools. But it went down to 2.5, but they're thinking that it's because they haven't gotten all the test results. So I'm I have a feeling at some point next week they're gonna end up closing down New York City
School
schools.
will be closed before Thanksgiving until the new year.
Yeah. Did you hear what he said? School will be closed. He thinks by what?
Before Thanksgiving.
Before
By the end of this
Thanksgiving
week.
through the end of the year. He thinks.
Yeah, for sure.
These poor parents, man.
I'm in a group on WhatsApp with the parents in Inaya's class, and everybody's panicking because, like, I think I've told everybody before, the majority of the class is in person, and Inaya and only like 2 other kids are online. So they're like, "What? Oh my God, I don't know how I'm gonna do this." And a lot of them are working. Some of them are nurses, so it's like,
Yeah.
how are they supposed to take care of, like, how do you juggle that? How do you manage that? I thank God every day that Babe and I are home, and Inaya is able to homeschool, even though we were very close to putting her back into the school because we thought maybe it'd be better.
Yeah.
And it's hard to juggle that, but oh Lord. Everybody just needs to take a deep breath. Just take a deep breath. But this was the part that I wanted to get Joel's opinion on. So you spoke about, thank God it's not a milestone birthday, right? So Kim Kardashian's birthday was a milestone birthday, just recently passed her 40th. So she's catching a lot of flack because she took all of her family and her close friends to like a private island and was like partying it up, and she posted these pictures on social media.
Private island? What the hell?
Yeah, but they're like all close together and not social distancing.
You know what though? I would imagine these are rich people. So I would imagine that they all got tested before going. Everyone was clear. And so I don't see why people are haters. There should be absolutely no feeling towards her doing this. They have money. I'm almost positive she would have made sure everyone was tested.
Yeah, and that's exactly what she said. Because that's the thing that gets me, because on the post, she said, for my birthday, I had everybody test for 2 weeks. She had them be medically screened for 2 weeks before going. And then they went, and she surprised them with that. So it's like, she even went as far as explaining, it's like, you don't have to do all that.
It's
like
the haters of the world out here with problems with everything that other people can do that they can't.
Exactly. And even she points it out. She's like, I'm super blessed, and I realize that this is not something that everyone can do, and I'm really grateful for the privilege that I have. So she pointed that out as well. She didn't even have to say that, but she still pointed it out.
They don't like it. That's
but
your business.
Everybody's like, sometimes you should keep your rich stuff to yourself. But then at the same time, when they want to keep stuff to themselves, everybody's the first one to say, well, you're a public figure, so you got to get used to it.
Are these people not following them? Like, how did you see it? If you're following her,
there you go.
Because I didn't know that because I don't follow her.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go.
So that means that you're following her to what? To follow her and hate?
Yes, exactly.
That's because, as you said before, some people are hating on other people's success.
I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe that because if those people had the means to do so, they would have done so. How dare you judge? And they're doing it responsibly. They're testing and making sure that everybody's okay. Like, they understand what it is because, first of all, Kanye had COVID. Chloe had COVID. So I really highly doubt that they would not take it seriously and not get everybody tested. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just stupid. It's real stupid.
The haters of the world.
Yep. Yeah. So that's all I got for trending topics, unless y'all have something else. Nope, that's it. No, okay, great.
I became more scared of COVID when I actually saw the clip of Khloe Kardashian with it. I was like, ooh, I don't want that.
Yes, I watched that a few days ago, and it did the same for me. I was like, oh no. She was held up in her room for like over 2 weeks, like more than 2 weeks. And she couldn't see her kid.
That coughing was insane. That coughing sounded insane.
Yeah, she had everything. She was throwing up. She was coughing. She was bad. She was real bad. So don't nobody want that. Don't nobody want it. Prayers to you if anybody's listening and has it. I pray for a speedy recovery and that it doesn't get, worse. Yeah. All right. So Mel had a wonderful, wonderful idea for a topic today.
Yes. Journaling. Journaling is the topic today. So
Yes.
I always talk about journaling and I do it, but I don't do it as aggressively as I should. I should be journaling daily and I don't, because it could be a very emotional process.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like you'll come to conclusions much faster
Yeah.
than just like not doing anything, pretty much.
Right.
You know? So I figured we'd talk maybe just a little bit about different things that go on in our life that may call for some journaling, and then maybe just some helpful tips how to guide your way through it.
Amen. Amen. I love it.
Now, I'm no pro at this.
We're just going to share our experiences with journaling and what works well for us, and then you guys take it from there. We encourage you guys to engage in journaling, and it doesn't have to just be if something bad is going on in your life. It can be also when things are good, because then you'll have a reference point to come back to and look at when things might not be so good, and you can be like, oh, okay, I remember these times. Or, you know, even if it's when you're journaling while bad times are going on and you see your progression through it, it can encourage you to keep going, and it can remind you of the skills that you had to get yourself through it, or what you relied on, or whatever. So it's a really great tool.
And I love journaling. I like to align it also with lists. So like, you know, when things are going so good, you still want to keep lists to just stay very organized.
Yeah.
And those are also reference points to always go back to.
Amen.
So for myself right now, I guess we're kind of quarantined. We're not really quarantined, but I haven't really fully left quarantine. I just kind of have been home a lot, you know, aside from seeing family or very close friends, because I don't want to get this virus.
Yeah.
I do. You know, it's interesting. When it first came out, I had such mixed feelings about it, because, you know, I'm all about my conspiracy theories, and I was like, I don't know if this is real, but regardless, even though I think they unleashed it on us, this is some real shit, and I want nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
But anyway, this time spent alone, and I know there's a lot of single people out here that are living alone. This time alone it does things.
Yeah.
It does things.
Yep.
Whether you wanted to or not, you have just so much time. Even as a busy person, you have so much time with your thoughts. And so things that you think that have been dealt with are now resurfacing. That's what's happening for me. So when it comes to me, my thing is like relationships. That's where I'm at right now in terms of what's been coming back in and out, past ones, habits of my own, patterns, just everything. So I've been trying to just think and listen to things and create kind of like a guided situation for myself. And so one of the first questions to me that's so important is, you know, why do I want to be in a relationship? Like, what would the relationship look like? What do I want it to be? What do I want it to look like? How do I want to feel in it? What are the characteristics I cannot live without? What are the things that the person has to bring? And what are the things that I need to bring and I need to fix within myself to bring? You know, because I definitely know I have some negative patterns in relationships that I need to reflect on. So,
I love that.
Yeah, it's just constantly digging in and digging deep. You know, what did I do wrong in past relationships? not pointing blame on anyone, because I'm quick also to point blame, and that's what I need to get out of. Well, he cheated. Well, yeah, he cheated, but what did I ignore things?
Mm-hmm.
You know, were there things that I was lashing out with that was negative that would cause someone to not want to deal with me? So it's things that you don't, it's not fun.
No.
But, you know, I'm losing my words, but it's things that I need to realize and I need to work on and I need to be clear on.
It's not fun, but necessary.
It's not. Because I told you that someone asked me like, oh, you know, well, what are you looking for in a partner? And I couldn't answer the question.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I know basics, but I really want to know what is just the most important. For some people, for example, religion is important.
Mm-hmm.
Is that important to me? Does it have to be one? Which way does it have to be? Like, there's just core things that I feel like I need to be clear on.
Yeah. And it's so important to be clear, especially when looking for a partner and trying to go into a relationship, because when you don't have that clarity, then you open yourself up to a broad audience, like a broad dating pool. And then you'll start like kind of not like cutting people out that you should, because you're like, all right, well, he's got this and he's got this, you know, I could deal with that. But it's like, if you know what you want, then you're I feel like you're quicker to cut people off that aren't, you know, measuring up to what you're looking for, you know. And it's not being picky, it's being specific about what you know you can tolerate and what you know you do not want to deal with, you know. And that's very important, you know. There's plenty of people out there that are good people, but they might not be the right person for you, and that's okay. And, you know, having that standard for yourself, it's I think it's a really good thing to start off with. So I love where you're going with the start, you know, starting with that self-reflection. That was what I was going to say is the best place to start when you're journaling, is self-reflecting, thinking about like what it is that you want to deal with. You know, like you have your specific thing about relationships and you're focusing on that. Like for me, I started there as well. Okay, sorry, we had to do something real quick technically. Yeah, so I was saying that for me, I started there. I started with the relationship and also the same exact thing that you were talking about. And it really was a powerful like exercise for me in learning what it is that I was looking for. And just like you said, what it is that I need to be bringing to the table to attract the partner that I'm looking for. And it got me, the great thing about journaling is that, you know, a lot of times we have so much going on internally that we can't often express. But when you start to write things down, it kind of like helps that process flow out. Like you can get the things that you're having trouble expressing, maybe verbally or whatever, you can get it put out into words on paper, and it kind of clears out that clutter a little bit and helps to start the process of change and growth in your life. God bless. Well, she's on camera now, so it's not just me.
I wrote down when you have a gut feeling, that intuition, when you start to feel like something is going on and you don't know exactly what it is, if you just start writing as to when it starts to arise.
Yeah.
Are you thinking about someone specific? Are you around someone specific when it happens? Like it kind of will help pinpoint, hopefully, where things are coming from.
I like that, Mel. Because were you done with your thought? I'm sorry.
No, I'm done.
To that. Yeah, because there's been something going on with me that I've been thinking a lot about, and you just mentioned like, you know, think about like people and things like that. So I've been struggling with like trying to remember if or if not something happened to me when I was younger. And I think I told the story about how, you know, I had a family member who I think did something to me. And last night I had a dream. And in the dream, the family member was touching me, but it was a different family member. And I'm like, why would I be dreaming? Because I know for a fact that the family member I dreamt about never ever did anything to me. And I was like, why is that, like a metaphor? Like, is that trying to tell me that I do need to look further into this and think about if something happened from the family member that I know might have been the one that did something? So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to start journaling about, to see if I can unlock that memory, because I remember everything about a specific day up until this one point. And I'm like, did I block it out?
Yeah.
And I think I did. Because I was like, what you were just saying triggered a thought in me, because I was like Babe was like, I was asking him, like, do you think something happened? I really don't know. He's like, well, what makes you think that? And I'm like, well, whenever I see this person, like, you know, in Facebook or whatever, like I like get angry. Like I don't want to see him. Like I'm like, ugh, he disgusts me. So I'm like, that makes me think, even as I'm talking about it now, my body is feeling like
it's heightened.
Like I feel shaky, and I'm like, I feel uneasy and uncomfortable. And I'm like, there's gotta be something there.
There's something there.
But I don't remember. I blocked it out.
Oh my God, I would so go to the hypnosis, into hypnosis and see.
Yeah, I've been scared to do that.
I know. You would have to really trust the person that you allowed to do something like that.
And there's other therapy techniques too. There's something called EMDR, where that apparently helps you to unlock like past traumas. And my therapist told me about that. And I was curious, huh?
Like, what is it?
It's called eye movement. I forgot. I can't remember the D. It's like desensitization, or I forgot. I'm gonna have to look it up. But it's like a technique where like the therapist will be talking to you and will move their hand or a pen or something from side to side. And the concept is that it's trying to link the different hemispheres of your brain together to unlock those, you know, recessed or repressed memories. It's very interesting. And the person who came up with it is a woman, I believe. I can't remember her name. I'm horrible with this. She was walking through a forest or something like that. And she would look from left to right as she was walking. And she realized that like it kind of unlocked something in her. And so they developed this. It's like empirically proven and everything. Like it's been tested.
So interesting.
Yes. And I would love to try it. However, I'm scared.
Well, have Babe create the questions and have him ask it and do the pen thing. I would try it like that.
Yeah, I might. I don't know. I might. But yeah.
Wow.
What was that? Trauma.
Fucking trauma.
So I feel like almost everybody has some kind of trauma.
Yeah.
Of course.
Without getting some kind of trauma.
Yeah. But
also with the gut thing, it's the same process for the anxiety. Remember when you were going through your anxiety spells? You were kind of clear on as to what happened, right? As to what was triggering it and stuff.
Yeah. That was, and it also was the marijuana, definitely. But I think the marijuana just enhanced what was already going on inside of me.
I forgot you had just turned into a pothead.
Yeah, I was on the wrong strain. I was taking sativa instead of indica.
You're taking the wrong weed.
The sativa. If you have anxiety or any kind of panic disorder, do not smoke sativa. I'm just telling you that right now. They even tell you that at the dispensary.
Only if you want to think a lot.
Yeah, and no, you don't.
It's hysterical.
Oh man. So yeah, what were you saying about that? The gut, the intuition.
Oh no, that the anxiety. Same thing for anxiety. To maybe start writing when you're feeling what's triggering it. Try to figure out what's triggering it. I am jacked up on this side.
That's why I tell you, Mel, you should be a therapist, because this is what I tell my clients too. What you just said, like we focus a lot on like what your triggers are, because that's like part of the prevention. You know, being proactive about dealing with, your symptoms and stuff, is to recognize your triggers so that you can, catch it before it gets to that point of where you're like, with your anxiety and depression and stuff like that. Not an easy thing to do, but can be done. Can be done.
Wow.
I was waiting for her because I thought you were going to say something else. So another thing that I did with my journaling when I started is I wrote out my prayers, and it felt like it was more powerful for me. Like it was like a direct conversation with God, but on paper. So it was kind of like dual, like the praying and the journaling, because I was getting out my thoughts and my emotions and my feelings. But I was also talking to God and asking him for the help to get through these situations I'm dealing with, because I really truly believe I couldn't have gotten to where I am now without him. And I still need him right now to help me as I'm helping others. So, that's also another recommendation if you are a praying person. Mm-hmm. And even if you're not, what? You look like you're going to say something. Oh, even if you're not a praying person, if you're not like what people say are religious, I encourage you to find a spiritual grounding, because I think it's very important. We are spiritual beings, whether you believe in God or not, that is your journey to figure out who or what you believe in. But I feel like it's important for us as humans with souls to have a spiritual grounding. And I think there was like a study that said that people who are, have some kind of spiritual connection, they tend to be, I don't know if it's happier or more resilient or what it is. It's I can't remember. Don't even quote me on that. But there was some connection with having that as a, something that you can hold on to. It gives you hope a lot of times. And
a lot of people pray to the universe.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah.
That's a thing, I guess.
Yeah, it is a thing. It is a thing.
I guess instead of specifying a God.
Yeah, because some people have problems with, referring to God as a man and things like that. That's a whole other topic. That we will leave to all of y'all to figure out for yourselves, because everybody has to come to their own truth, So I'm just telling you what works for me, what I know to be true for myself. So that's that.
What it is.
Huh?
You saying what it is?
What it is. So should I keep going? I didn't know if you were going to add more to that. Okay. So in your journaling, you're also doing some exploration of the issue. Like Mel was talking about, like you're thinking about where you think this is coming from, like what the triggers are, which you just mentioned. And in that exploration, you can start to try to think of or write out or ask for, which is what I do, ask for solutions, because a lot of times when I'm writing, I don't know what to do. And that's the purpose of me writing. So I'll ask, and in my asking, I'm having faith that I will get that answer back. That kind of gives me like a little bit of peace. Not even a little bit, it gives me peace. Knowing that I'm writing this, I'm asking for it, and it's going to come back to me. I'm going to get this answer in some form or another, because it can come in several different ways. And it's up to us to be open to receiving that answer when it comes to us. And it's not going to come to you the same way, all the time. Like it could come to you in a song.
Oh God.
It could come to you through another person. It could come to you through your friend, your mother. It could come through like a sign on the street. It could be anything,
Messages are always coming through.
Yes.
And it's funny because you can't always, but you should be able to really pinpoint certain things. So I had a girlfriend recently talk to me in a way that it sounded like she was me talking to myself. And I knew that it was a nudge from God because this was so not her delivery in the way she speaks to me. You know, and it was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you waiting for? Why are you even playing these games? What are you doing? And it was such an awakening moment, you know, and her advice was to write a letter to God. And in that conversation, I realized that I had some issues with God in things that I had gone through that I didn't even realize I put some blame there. And so I have to now, I think before I write a letter to God, I think that I already prayed, obviously, but I think the first thing I want to do is maybe write a letter to myself and just acknowledge certain spaces and accept certain things and forgive myself for things. And then I want to get clear on exactly what I want my life to be. And then I want to write the letter to God. When it's complete and I know.
That sounds great. Especially the part about forgiving yourself, because I feel like that is so vital, to forgive yourself. That's so important to the process of moving forward and moving through certain situations, you know, because a lot of times when we go through things, we blame ourselves first, or at some point we blame ourselves. And that's hard to get through. It's very.
And I have to be honest, I hate this. I hate certain journeys. I hate that. I think that I've dealt with something, and then years later it comes back to life, and it's just like, I dealt with you. Like, why do I have to deal with you again? Why couldn't I? How did I miss a piece of it, and now I have to deal with it all over again? It's just so frustrating.
And you know what? And that's real, Mel. It is real. But also, too, depending on what you go through, especially if it's a very traumatic experience, there's several different things that you have to go through in order to get through it, you know, because it's not just like, it's a complex situation. So there's almost like stages that you go through. You know what I mean? Like, you know, there's grief stages, and there's forgiveness stages, and there's just straight up pain that you have to work through. And that is hard. It's very hard. But you know,
Very annoying.
It's annoying.
Fucking annoying.
It's annoying. It is. But you know what? It's all part of that the growing process, and you know, you will be better for it. You will be stronger. You are stronger, you know? So, yeah, it's painful.
I've been avoiding it, but I took out today not all, but I took out some of my journals today.
Oh, you have different ones?
I do. I have, let's see. I'm coming back. I have the one that we posted, this soul therapy. It's a 365-day journal for self-reflection, exploration, healing, and reflection. So I've never been consistent with it. It's so all over the place, the dates. And so I wanna do this more regularly. You know, and each day is different. One of the questions, when was the last time you experienced so much joy and excitement that you lost track of time?
I like that.
Yeah. What does the word love mean to you? How do you show love? How do you like others to show you love? And so, you know, just every day is just something, but it's all very like positive. List 10 or more positive qualities you love about yourself.
Oh, that's dope.
So, you know, it's a positive journal.
That's also very good for building self-esteem.
Yeah.
I like that.
Then I have another one. It's blank pages, but at the top of maybe every other page is something from the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Kind of like a devotional.
Yeah. You know, Proverbs, it says Proverbs 17:17, a friend loves at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Psalm 103:5, he fills my life with good things so that I stay young and strong like an eagle. Mm-hmm. So it just has different, this is actually the one I just pour into.
Yeah.
I'll just freestyle and pour.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of freestyle, that's a good point because a lot of times you might not know what to say, but if you just start writing, it'll flow. You know, just start writing anything, whatever the first thought is that comes to your mind, you just start writing. And then also too, I actually got this from one of my clients. If you're having a tough time with one of your relationships or with someone in your life who you're having trouble communicating with, you know, you can always try and write that out. Like, what is it that you want to say to that person that you feel like they're not hearing, they're not understanding from you? You can write down a conversation you would like to have with them. And it's also, you know, even if you don't give it to that person, it's something that can free that burden off of you in that you're able to get your emotions out, express that, you know, and then also it gives you a chance to do it outside of the emotion, because oftentimes when you're having a conversation with someone and you're feeling a certain way, if you're heightened emotions, you might not be able to express yourself as clearly as you would have if you were in a more calm state. Mm-hmm. So when you're journaling and you're writing, you have that calm state and you're able to clearly express yourself and get that feeling out, get those words out that you want to share with that person. And then in that, you know, after you do that, you could always share it with them. And then you have a captive audience, you know, give it to them and have them sit down alone and read it and really take it in. And then maybe, you know, there'll be a different result as if, you know, from when you would do like have a conversation or an argument or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was a great idea for my client.
I have another journal recommendation.
Yeah.
I just remembered, so I grabbed it real quick. Mm-hmm. I Gotta Be Me, right? Mm-hmm. This one's really cute though. It's cute. It has little sayings on each page. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Sometimes the thing that's weird about you is the thing that's cool about you. The moment you doubt whether you can fly, you cease forever to be able to do it. Mm-hmm. So this moment, I never knew myself. And it's why I gotta be me today. Mm-hmm. You could just freestyle in each page.
That's dope.
Yeah, actually, this one, I actually took notes on a book I was reading that I recommend.
Yes, the resources, Mel.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm so like all over.
You gotta text me all these so I could put them in the show notes, and I'll put them up on Instagram, also our Instagram page at the Common Woman Podcast.
Jasmine put me on The Secret.
The Secret. I think I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that.
You heard that? Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. And I took a lot of notes. I never finished it. Unfortunately, I have to go back in and start over.
What is it about?
If I'm not mistaken, it's about changing your mindset. Mm-hmm. It's about, you know, affirming, mm-hmm. Being positive, mm-hmm. Manifestation, just all of that.
I love it.
Yeah, it's actually really good.
Great change comes from changing your mindset.
Yeah.
It really does.
feel bad for this audio. I was probably doing the most right now, trying to find these things. I pulled them all out. I thought I pulled everything out, and as we're talking, I'm like, I have something else. I have something else.
No, it's great. This is much needed. I know there's a lot of people out there that like to read, and guided journals is a great, great, great way to start journaling. And I actually have never tried a guided journal, so I think I might want to try that to unlock some other things.
Yeah.
So, because I've just been writing down, like I'll put a date and then I just start writing.
No, I mean, if you're good with freestyling, then that's amazing. Some people don't know where to start, and so a guided one will kind of just ease you into it.
Yeah.
But I don't know that there's like a guided one for like traumas and stuff. I feel like that's something you should create and put out there. Maybe erase this part.
Note taken.
And we work on that.
Yeah, I like that. Actually. I really like that idea.
I know.
That's a great, let me write that down. Oh, that's good. Okay.
Yeah, I have to start getting, I feel like, I've been running from a lot of things, and it's time to just stop running and just face it and just get it the fuck out. It's weird to feel like there's something there, but it also feels like nothing is there.
Oh my God, that's exactly how I feel.
And I hate that feeling. Sometimes it's funny. I told Maya the other day, and I know it made no sense. She was like, I don't understand. I was like, sometimes I'll feel like something is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like something's wrong internally, and I'm uncomfortable in my own body, but I don't know what it is. Nothing is wrong. It's almost like, let's say, I know this never happened to you, but let's say you got really drunk and did some really embarrassing shit. And the next day you're hungover, so you don't feel well, and you're also like full of shame and embarrassment. There's a certain like feeling from all of that. And sometimes I'll feel that, but there's nothing. Nothing has gone on. It's the weirdest thing, and I don't understand it.
I think there is something, though. I think you're feeling that feeling for a reason.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah. I think that's, yeah. I totally understand what you mean, because that's how I feel.
She was like, I don't know what you're. Let's be thankful that you don't know what I'm talking about. But it's a yucky feeling. I wish it on no one.
I think that's trauma. I think that's trauma. She sips the tea. She's drinking tea. Oh man.
Well.
Yeah.
That's that.
Yeah. We got some work to do, Mel.
Yeah, we're gonna talk after this. It's over.
Yeah. And that's real, guys. We be going through stuff like in real time.
Yeah.
In real time, like during the podcast, working stuff out. But yeah.
I forgot that I hadn't told you that.
Oh.
I wanted to tell you that today, and I forgot.
Oh, okay. About that feeling. Yeah. I get it, girl.
It's during this quarantine that it's been happening, because it's not like I'm out here doing embarrassing shit. I'm home.
Yeah.
I'm home. I'm not doing anything. So interesting.
Very interesting. No, I'm just sitting with the silence, because in school they train us that sometimes it's good to just sit with the silence, and that just felt like we needed the silence for a second. So
So I messed it up, is what you said.
Yes.
Well, I'm not a therapist.
I'm not yet either, but technically. Yeah, so yeah, that was a good topic. I like that. Babe's giving me the wrap it ups. He's over here like, wrap it up.
This topic, but you know what? Hopefully it helps people, just sit down and get it done. We'll post all this stuff so you guys can pick some of this stuff up if you need a little extra help.
Yeah, for sure. I'll definitely post it in the show notes and on the IG page. Yeah. I'm like distracted now by like all these thoughts, all these things that you were saying, Mel, is like stirring stuff up in me, and I'm just like, oh.
Well, let me wrap this affirmation up, and then
let's do this.
Okay.
It's affirmation time.
The affirmation for the week. I will pour my feelings out on paper to release and guide myself through obstacles.
Yes. I will pour myself out on paper to release
and guide myself through obstacles.
I almost had it. Hey!
Almost there. Yo, it's almost there.
Yes. Good job. Mel, stick with those affirmations, man. All right. Well, I hope you guys got something out of this. And is next week? Oh, next week. We might not have a show next week because
it's a holiday weekend.
Oh wait, no. My bad. It's not next week. It's the week after.
Oh, the following week.
The following week we probably.
I should know it because my birthday is Black Friday, but that's fine. I don't know. Next week, the following one, I don't know. I don't know when this is happening.
Start losing track of like how old we are as you get older, and that too. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. All right, so yeah, we hope you guys are staying safe out there. Try not to gather with too many people. Wash your hands and sanitize. All that. All right, guys, thank you for sticking with us. We really appreciate your listenership, and we will be back next week. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Bye.
Thank you for listening.
If you are enjoying the Common Woman podcast and would like to support, please like, subscribe, and give us a 5-star rating on iTunes. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you would like to contact the Common Woman podcast, you can email us at thecommonwomanpodcast@gmail.com or reach out to us on social media on Instagram @The Common Woman Podcast and on Twitter @Common Woman Pod. Thank you for your support.